Welcome everyone. Pebble Fox Weaver here. Still trying the new kitchen setup. I hope everything goes fine. Christina will be my bot today because it's going to be tricky to read the messages. Anyway, I'm not sure I should call this a cooking stream. Maybe more like
You're not listening.
you're not listening. Can you not hear me
I can hear you, but
when I turn away? Oh, that's going to be tricky. All right. Uh, okay. Can you hear me now?
we can hear.
All right.
Now
I'm
Fish also
gonna.
said we can.
We can. Yay! All right. I'm not sure I should call this a cooking stream because it's more about survival. Uh, Hopefully we'll all be alive by the end of it. Um, yeah. I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I know a few things, and today I'm gonna teach you at least one. I learned from my mom, and yeah, I've been doing it quite a few times. Christina likes it, so it should. If you're a guy trying to make your lady happy, it works fine for me, so it should work for you. All right. So how are we gonna start? We should start by washing our hands.
Now Fish says I won't wash my hands. By the way, XD.
So that's not a good start. But it's not entirely bad if you don't wash your hands because it might bring some exotic flavors. So after washing our hands, the first thing you should do is make sure you have everything ready. It wasn't one time or two that either me or Christina or even my mom, we started cooking something, and midway through we realized we're missing something. And then what do? Well, you have to improvise. But uh, we're
Now
not
Fish is laughing.
we're not gonna improvise today. I have everything prepared. I told you which ingredients you needed, so just make sure you have everything. For the dough, we're gonna need some flour. I've got some. Can you? Yeah, you can see. I've got this Snow White or Drunken, which is for cakes. But I also have one that is whole wheat, and I like to mix them because they make. When I use just the white powder,
Now
get
Fish say, "Yay! I got the same flour."
it can get kind of stretchy. You stretch it out and then it comes back. And when I mix it with a little bit of bread flour, it works. It works a little better. You stretch it and it stays a little bit stretched. But it's not. That's just a little thing. It's not that important. It's just little things you pick along the way. So let's make sure you have the flour. You're gonna need some olive oil, salt, thick salt, and water. Everyone should have water. I hope. For the topping, I realize that some people are vegetarians. I'm going to do my own stuff, but you do you. The toppings are all up to you. It's nothing fancy. It's whatever you want to put on top. You just need the sauce. Now the sauce I'm not going to make. I know how to make it. I just have never done it. And usually Christina's mom, she makes batches, and we bring it from her. Dang it, I have to because of the microphone. I should be doing this with your headset, by the way, because then I would. No, never mind. No, it's all set up now. I'm not gonna do it. It's way too much light, by the way. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Christina's mom makes whole batches of the stuff. We got tons of this, tons of flasks, and so I'm not gonna make it, but I can tell you what it has, and it's not that expensive. You can buy it, and it's not nothing fancy. You can't go with just tomato pulp. Make sure of that because tomato pulp is just tomato.
Nakush saw your apron.
All right, I should have put the camera on the other side maybe. I can't change it, can I? Maybe I could, but now I'm afraid. Hold up. I think we have time, so I'm gonna try to not fuck it up. When I first started having the idea for this stream, let's see if it works like that. It might. When I first had the idea for this stream, I was thinking, cooking for guys or something like that. Cooking for people who don't know how to cook, because I don't want judgment. I'm not gonna do things right. I'm gonna do things that they will feed you, hopefully. So, the sauce. You just gotta make sure you have something that has more than tomato. This I can't be entirely sure of what it has because I didn't make it, but it should have like onion, garlic, stuff like that that will give some flavor to the sauce. If you go with just tomato, it's gonna be a little bit bland. And for God's sake, don't go with ketchup, because if any Italians hear you, they will murder you. You don't make pizza with ketchup. So for the toppings, I'm gonna make a meat pizza, with stuffed meats, and a tuna pizza because I like tuna pizza. I got the cheese, the sliced cheese. I got some cheddar.
SW1 says Branca Nev sponsor.
Oh, yo, no way, not until I get paid. But I fear I won't, especially after doing this. So I got some cheese, sliced cheese, some cheddar, some sliced ham. I got some butter, but you don't really have to. Mozzarella, bacon, some sunflower seeds for the tuna pizza, some raisins. The toppings, it can be whatever you want. Mushrooms if you want, whatever. So let's start with the dough. And the dough, I will start. Maybe I'll do it twice. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna do it twice. I'm gonna do it first in the robot so I can show you what it looks like when you do it in the robot. And it's pretty easy. You can see what it looks like done, and then I'm gonna go back and do it by hand, which is gonna be a challenge because I don't think I've ever done it by hand.
SW1 says stop talking, start cooking. I'm hungry.
That's another tip. Eat something before you do it. Not that it takes a really long time, but you are less likely to, as they say, steal from the merchandise. Oh, one slice of cheese here, one slice of cheese there, one goes for me. That's that sort of stuff. You might find yourself lacking in the end. All right. So what I usually do, I'm gonna weight it because I usually just use a cup. This cup. It's cheap and everything, but I need it because otherwise I don't know how to make this. I'll be completely lost. Remember, I'm not a cook. I'm just a guy. So I'll tell you exactly how much flour you need in just a second. Let's go with.
Win says hear it. Hear it.
Hear what? People does a lot. He eats the ingredients well. Yeah. Whoopsie. Need a boo boo. That's okay. We'll look at that. Alright, so yeah, it's about as much as I thought. About 350 grams.
Win says you a cook of acorns.
A cook of acorns and grapes. Hopefully, or thankfully, there are none here today. There will be some raisins though. So, can you see the number?
Win says he corrected himself and said, "Here it is."
Okay.
Sorry.
350 grams of flour. I'm just gonna put it in a bowl. Find a bowl, especially one that has a large base. This one isn't it. So if you find like what they call a bacia in Portuguese, or a large bowl that has a wide base, that's better because when you're going to do it with your hands, you don't want it to wobble. This one's probably going to do it, but oh well, that's on me. Right, so I'm gonna put the flour again here. Don't do it twice. It's just 350. This is just because I'm gonna do it twice.
Knocker said mine is also blue. Nice.
It's also what?
Win redeemed sing mode.
Nice. Hold up. Mine is also blue. Oh, okay, got it. Sing mode. Okay.
FW1 asks, is it ready already?
Now I'm gonna repeat the flour, cause I'm gonna repeat the dough recipe. Gonna put it in the robot, cause it does everything for me. In just a minute. So I don't really have to wait. Wait, when can I stop? That is the question.
I'll tell you when you can stop.
I'll tell you when you can stop. That's what she said. All right, that's a little bit lagging. All right, so
Bots. Win
right
said
now,
bots.
I'm gonna
sing
show
mode
you
while doing
how
a
to
pizza.
do it in a kitchen robot, even though I don't know what they're called in English. Is it kitchen robot?
It is.
All right. By the end, you'll know what it's supposed to look like, and then we'll do it by
That's
hand.
what she said.
All right. Can you see the robot? Yeah.
You still need to sing.
I'm singing. I haven't forgotten. The thing is, I tried to rhyme, otherwise it doesn't count as singing for me. So what happens is I tend to shut up because I can't rhyme, figure out the lyrics, and come up with a melody. It's way more challenging than it looks. But I hope we survive this, folks. Right, so we got the flour inside the robot. Damn, this is hard. That's also what she said. Right. God damn it, this is hard. Right, you've got the flour. You gotta get the salt. The measure I use is about.
Shit.
Knockers, I will mix
Did I
my
leave the
hand.
stove on?
It's okay, it's okay. I can't even tell you how many grams. You mix by hand. I'm gonna do it by robot first. I'm gonna show you what it. I'm gonna do it by robot first. I'm gonna show you the way it looks done, and then I'm gonna go back and do it by hand, so I know how much you have to suffer. So this is about as much. This is a quantity of salt I use. It's about the size of your little finger. See, I don't know. That's the measure I use. It's my little finger. So I certainly hope your fingers aren't much that different from mine. That goes in.
Win is asking, is this where you do your streams, Christina's Leather?
No, this is not where she does her streams. She usually has her streams on her own workshop, which is a different room. Today, I'm in the kitchen. And I'm gathering the olive oil.
FWN, how much time is this gonna take?
It depends how many times you redeem the singing mode. Huzzah!
Knockers, a teaspoon.
A teaspoon, okay, yeah, teaspoon. A teaspoon is just fine. God damn it, we're not gonna end.
Win Gaming says, by the way, it looks.
We're not gonna eat tonight.
He finished the singing.
Okay, I finished, thank God. Wait, for the love of God, please don't. Alright, okay, so we got the flour, we got the salt. Let's move the fuck on. I'm gonna put olive oil. I'm gonna kind of show you because I do this by high. I don't have a measure. I just put the equivalent of covering like a frying pan with olive oil. You know, you're gonna put as much as you would put for maybe a little bit more.
FW1 says, I'm gonna eat, I'm starving. I can't watch this all.
Okay. So I'm gonna put as much as you would need to cover a frying pan, the bottom of a frying pan. So I don't know if you can see it. It's a fair amount, you know. If you put too little or too much, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, that should be a little bit more. Why not? I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
Win says not that far then, because I explained where I work.
It's strong.
Pizza Fox Weaver.
All right. So now we gotta get the. We gotta get the water. Now the water it needs to be a little bit warm. I'm gonna use the same cup. The quantity doesn't really matter because we're gonna do it add it a little bit by a little bit. I'm gonna mute the microphone for a little while just because the microwave is gonna be working. All right, we're back. Don't warm it too much because the ideal temperature, and don't ask me why. This is the kind of thing I learned from my mom, and I never asked why. The ideal temperature is what you call tepid. So it's not really warm. It's just not cold. So it's actually a bit too warm.
It is actually just to activate the yeast.
Yeah. What Christina said. Yeah, it's to activate yeast. It doesn't. It needs a. It's not just the minimum necessary not to be cold. So when you put your finger on it and you don't feel a temperature, that's the sweet spot. Now,
This is why I ordered pizza. Apple.
it's actually quite fast when you're not explaining it while singing. So
Naka's just asking, is it 1 cup?
is it? No. It's I'm Nakas, just sit back and relax. I'm gonna show you how to do it in the robot, and then I'm gonna go back and show you how to do it by hand. So it will make sense by the time I'm done doing the first time. So I'm gonna put it on mute, but I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start the motor, the robot.
Naka says, okay.
I'm gonna start the motor, and I'm gonna add water little by little, and I'm only gonna stop when the dough hits the spot. When it's okay. When it's okay, I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like. So I'm gonna go mute now.
On your left.
Is that everyone?
What you wanted more.
All right, so it's usually a bit faster, but it turns out it got a little bit stuck, and I ended up putting too much water. Usually, you just add water a little by little, and if you are patient, you should not go overboard, and it will reach the point without going too much water. But um, today, because it's on stream, it had to be weird on me. That's okay. I just have to put a little bit more flour to make it go to the right point. All right, screw it. It's not going fine with the robot, so I'm just gonna do it by hand. I would have to do it by hand anyway. but I'm gonna go to the other batch. Anyway, if you do it with the robot, it should. Um, you just add water, a soup spoon at a time, and you wait a few seconds between each spoon to see if it gets there, and it should form a single ball, that doesn't really stick to the walls. Today, that's not what we're getting. I'm gonna put it to the side. Not gonna waste any more time on that. I'll get back to it later, maybe when the pizzas are in the oven.
Win says it's karma because Marcus is doing by hand.
I was gonna do it by hand anyway, but okay, let me just, because I used two different flours. Let me just mix them up. Maybe that was it. Maybe I shouldn't have put this flour. I don't really recognize it. It's I don't know what you call it. Avaya? What is avaya in English?
Oat.
Oat? I'm not sure I used that before. But I tend to use like it's not this one, but it's a bread flour. Alright. Let's put the salt. Teaspoon. It's a teaspoon of salt. Thank you, Nakas, by the way. Let's put the olive oil. The olive oil, I don't have a specific measurement. It's just I do it by it's a feeling, Can you see it on stream? No.
Win says oat yet, and yeah, we can see it on stream.
Sort of. So I'm just putting not too much. It's like it's still just because this is really thin. This one dispenses a really small amount. It's a single thread, but it's about as much as you would put in a frying pan. Maybe it's more than you would use for an omelet or something.
Win
Alright.
said at least if you missed once, you can redo it.
Yeah. Reusing the water. Just need a little bit more water. Gonna put it on mute while the microwave works. All right. Now, this is the funny part because I've never done this by hand, but we'll figure it out. Can't be that hard. Hopefully. All right. So.
Win, second chance at though.
Yeah, I read that one. All right. I'm gonna do it the same way. Kind of. I'm just gonna put a few spoons to start because I know the first ones don't really matter. It's about 5 maybe. I'm gonna try to do it to mix it for starters with one hand, so I can use the other one to put the water. Let me know if the webcam is covering the. Because I'm trying to replicate the work of the robot here, which usually I just put one spoon at a time. But if you don't want to be silly, you might, I don't know, get a loved one to help you out, or I don't know, look up.
Marcus said when I cook pizza in a mug, I put milk instead of water.
Oh, yeah, I guess that could work too. Yeah, look at that. Ah, man, this is so messy. I'm gonna waste so much dough just cleaning my hands. Usually I do this for chocolate salami, but then I have no problem. getting my hands dirty, because then I have a really easy way to clean them up. Try not to go overboard. You said pizza in a mug? Did you say pizza in a mug? That sounds interesting. Christina does usually does like cakes in a mug. How exactly does it turn out, pizza in a mug? Right. So you should keep doing it until you have a ball. A ball, or doesn't have to be perfectly spheric. Perfect sphere just needs to be something that is not this. Something that you can extend. This flour actually feels kind of brittle, so maybe that was the problem. But that's on me for being, fancy and mixing up flours. So if you're doing it on your end, it should be fine.
You actually use the flour I use for pancakes.
I did like half an elf, about half an elf, but that's because it feels less stretchy when you're trying to stretch it later. When I do it like that, but I wouldn't do 100% just this one, because I don't even think this one has yeast.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Oh wait, maybe I used the wrong flour. He said he used this one for pancakes. I thought you were reading a message.
No, I use that one for pancakes.
Christina uses that one for pancakes. Maybe I used the wrong flour. Hold on.
Yeah, you used it. I used the wrong flour.
Nice, I used the wrong flour. That's okay. We'll get there anyway. It will still be bread. That's all that matters.
We don't see the bowl.
Oh, sorry. Just doing it one-handed. Knuckles, how are you doing there? Probably don't. You can't use your hands to type, right? Get a little bit more water. Not too much, because if you go just a little bit too much, it's gonna get sticky, and then it gets harder. Maybe I went too much. I went too far.
You went too far, man.
I went too far, man. She said I went too far. Yeah, I went a bit too far. But maybe it's not that bad. Man, this is just so brittle. When you make pancakes with this, does it turn out this brittle? Well, no, you make it like a. Your dough is very different. It's more liquid. I don't want it to be liquid. I want it to be more solid.
Add a bit more olive oil.
Nah, it's almost there. It's almost there. The thing is, you can see in the camera, I think, that it's not sticking to the.
We don't see the bowl.
You see the bowl now. It's not sticking to the outside, so it's at least not too wet. If it was too wet, it would be sticking everywhere. I feel it. Maybe it needs a little bit of water still. In the robot, it's way easier because you just have to wait a few seconds to see if it's already okay or not. Ideally, in the robot, you would the moment it didn't stick to the walls of the robot, it would be done or pretty close. I think it needs just a little bit more. Because when I see it's all cracked, so it's not gonna. Even though it's one ball, it's not gonna be easy to spread. Now it's a little bit stickier, but I wonder how your mom does it. Because Christina's mom
I know how to do it.
It's
by hand.
constantly-
I told you that.
is constantly making bread. Am I doing it even remotely okay? I'm okay? Okay, great.
I would have put just a bit more olive oil.
More olive oil. Yeah, maybe I didn't put enough. It's starting to stick. So it's okay. I'm not gonna put anything more. Alright. Sticking the most out of my hands. I could have put if you put flour on your hands, it's gonna stick less. If you find yourself in that with that problem, because this flour turns out to be so brittle, I don't think it stuck that much to my hands. I don't cook that much, but when I do, I'm constantly washing my hands, especially when I deal with greasy stuff. This is not that greasy, but as Christina said, I didn't put that much. I should have put a little bit more olive oil. I'm gonna put some flour on my hands because I'm gonna start. Oh, hold on. No, I can't. I have to.
Want me to clean?
Nah, I can clean it. I can clean it. You can put the cup away. We're not gonna need it anymore. I'm just gonna clear the board, as to say. Make sure it's disinfected because I'm gonna be using it to spread the dough. What you doing?
Ask me to clean the mug.
No, I said don't. Get out of here! Yeah, that should be. All right, Marcus. I don't know if you are done. Actually, I could have been more efficient here. I could have been a little bit more efficient here.
No, because yes, I'm almost done. I'm not a perfectionist. Don't worry.
All right, before you do this, because I went ahead and I went a little bit. I jumped the gun. You can grab whatever you're going to use to put the pizzas on, And first of all, the question is it a non-sticky surface? Because these ones are. So I generally only put flour. But if they're not, you should put a little bit of butter. Or, I don't know how you call it, but pork fat? Banha?
Banha.
In English. You don't know? It's pork fat. But it's easier to, nowadays it's easier to get your hands on butter, so I'm going to use butter. Where's my knife?
Or olive oil, as Nokish said. Which is correct, Nokish.
Or olive oil, yeah, but you gotta make sure everything is
I did that on the wooden board, the flour thing.
gotta make sure everything is covered. I'm gonna do it just to show you. I'm not gonna put it on the other one. If you have one of those, if you have something, usually this happens with old stuff because nowadays everything is non-sticky. But usually with old, damn it, I'm missing the words today. What do you call tubler, Christina?
Trace?
A tray, yeah. If you got an old tray, usually it's non-sticky, and it's usually very sticky. And if you don't cover a certain point, it's gonna get first it's gonna stick, and then it might get a little bit burnt there. So make sure you cover everything. If it's non-sticky, you're fine. You don't have to put this. All right. Let me wash my hands again. That stuff's butter. It's crazy. All right. I can put the butter away. Got a first row view at my armpit while I put the butter in the fridge. Now, still wet. Sorry. I need my hands super dry for this. Otherwise, I'm going to get flour sticking all over my hands again. Right, so now we put a little bit of flour. Hold on. Yeah, let's put it all there. I'm going to do 2 pieces, so I'm going to do this to 2 trays. Because this one is buttery, it's stuck very well. Then I usually, there's a little bit too much, so I put it on the other one. The leftover. I do it again. This one is not going to get as sticky. You can see the flour bouncing all around, but if it gets, enough. This is what I said. What I mentioned when I said I jumped the gun is when usually I just use the leftover and put it on the where I'm going to spread the dough. Wow, that's way too much flour. But oh well. This flour is weird. It's not as thin as the one I showed before. The other one, the Snow White.
Did you read the package of flour when you grabbed it?
No, I did not read the package of flour. I'm a guy. I told you this wasn't a cooking stream.
Because it says that is thick flour.
Does it say? No, it says high fiber. It doesn't say it's thick. Anyway, it's gonna be okay. He's got. Hold on. I'm not gonna risk screwing up again on this stream, so I'm gonna put a little bit of white flour here. I did that in the wooden board, the flour thing. Yeah, you did well. Yeah, this one is way thinner. This one will stick to the surface better. This is stone, so it's not going to stick that well, but oh well. And I did so much flour here. Jesus. This looks like that Scarface's desk. All right. So this, I'm gonna start. Oh man, maybe I should have put more water. It's a little bit brittle. Gotta make two balls because we're making two pizzas. Boy, no, need to put more water. God damn it! What happened to my spoon?
Put a bit of olive oil.
Olive oil? Yeah, okay.
Be careful, don't put too much.
I may have gone a bit too far. You went too far, man. It's okay. If I go too far, I just put a little bit more flour, and it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna survive this. I told you it was a survival stream. It's not. It's not cooking. Even though I've done this so many times, I'm still fumbling. It's the pressure. It's like Win said. It's the pressure. Can you imagine if someone was watching this, someone who didn't know me? They'd be like, "What the hell is he doing? Is that clay?" Well, it might be. When we're done with it. Okay, so step one, let's go back to the start. Make sure you have all the ingredients. Step two, make sure you read all the ingredients. Make sure you're using, a thin flour is going to be much easier to, it's going to make more sense. To, Christina, how do you say amassar in English? Yeah, my dictionary today as well, besides being my TTS spot. All right, that's about done. Let's get flour in there. You can't see the bowl, can you? Of course not. I'm being inconsiderate. All right, that should be it. Make a ball. Split it into, equal parts. Now we can have some fun. Make sure it's about as homogeneous as you can get it, without cracks and stuff, because when you start spreading it, those cracks are going to spread too. As I said, this flour feels a bit brittle. But it's like Marcus says, we don't have to be perfectionists. We're gonna have, we just have to feed people, right? Now, you can do this by hand. If you have a roll, I definitely recommend it. Marcus is doing it with just Snow White flour, so it should be easier. Marcus is smart. I'm gonna cheat, at least for one of the pizzas. Christina is looking at me with disapproval.
I'm gonna eat it, don't worry.
She's gonna eat it anyway, so. I just have to spread it until it's about the size of the tray you're gonna put it on. If you go a little wider, then you got a little crunchy crunchy bit. Man, this feels thick. This is not gonna spread as thin as Nakas's pizza because she's doing it with a thinner grain flour. Yeah, because the packets actually look a lot alike, except this one says "hot," and I think the other one says "bread." Let me see if I can find it.
It says bread.
Ah, yeah. Well, they're not that alike. I don't know if you can see them. No. So they're not that alike. We got these two.
No, we can't see them. Yeah, exactly.
But to me, there are just two kinds of flour. You got Snow White and you got the other ones. So they all look alike to me. But hold on, I think I have another one here that actually looks more alike. Hold on.
That's the same one.
No, that's the same one. God damn it. I could be right one time, Christina, for God's sake.
If the woman is asking, is dinner ready yet or what?
Dinner is not ready yet, no. Well, we hit a couple of bumps, right?
Nokas, haha.
So Nokas, how are you doing?
If the went Sag.
Because I don't wanna leave you behind.
Yes, I'll starve.
Is that about the size? No, it's a little bit smaller. Gonna put my
Nokas,
weight.
I will share my pizza in the end.
Share it on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me so I can see it. Except,
If
you know,
the went,
usually
I mean, all the fish is the beginning of the week.
Usually I check Nakas's Instagram because she's always traveling all over the place through Portugal. And since I'm not, I get to see some stuff.
If the went tomorrow, I have to go there. Return all the stuff.
Sorry, what? Oh, okay.
I'm scared of being chopped
Scared of being.
and being frozen. No, because I shared the beginning of the pizza, so now I need to share the result.
You can always, but that's the thing. You can always order one and say, "Ta-da! It's done." You know, hide the boxes. Don't leave them in the background. All right, I think these. Oh my! I went too far. I went too far, man. Once again, I went too far. But it's good. It's good. We're not gonna. I'm gonna put it there. Oh damn. Well, I said I was gonna put my weight into it. All right, so that's more like a pie, but you know what? The pizza is a sort of a pie. It's also called a pizza pie. So it's okay. We're gonna have a little bit of crunchiness in the on the sides. Man, I went so far. I could actually make one of those pizzas with the cheese on the sides. You know.
If the went, I already know they're gonna be weird and ask me why I left. I swear. I just wanna kilometers now.
Dude, you can. Yeah. Christina will give you some advice right now because I can't. I'm afraid if I focus too much on something else, I'm gonna hurt myself. or our chances of having dinner tonight. But what I understand, according to what Christina explained to me, your decision is very understandable.
No, 'cause for toppings I got ham, mushrooms, salami, and chorizo and cheese, of course.
It's approved. Oh, don't forget the oreganos.
FWN, mushrooms on pizza. Ah.
Is that a good ha or a bad ha? Oh, well, maybe you should put some. Hold on, let me grab this one because one is already done, right? Usually, for the sake of time, if you have someone waiting for you to be finished, you could just, hey, come on here, and while I spread this one, start putting stuff on the other one. So it's a couple's activity. If you or a couple or it doesn't need
That's
to be a
what we
couple.
normally do.
Yeah, that's what we normally do. But it doesn't have to be a couple. It can be like a couple of people, not necessarily a boy and a girl.
FWN, maybe they don't care if I ruin my health or not as long as I was doing the work. I don't know. I just overthink a lot about it. Sorry.
No, it's fine, man. You feel free to share. We're here for you, bud. And it's like we mentioned before when Jojo was here, she quit her job too because it didn't she didn't feel well there. If you're not feeling well there, look, you're not gonna if there's no change, you're not gonna feel better in 6 months. If you feel bad now, I mean, you can always I don't know. I guess every situation is a situation.
I said, if you want to know what I said, they need to see that you had your reasons to stop and your reasons are more than valid. You are not going to ruin your health for them. Don't feel sorry if they think they can screw them. If they think that they can screw themselves because it isn't their health. Your health is your priority, not their well-being or assumptions.
Yeah, that's about it. But don't I mean, I could say don't be afraid to explain yourself, but I can understand how you could be anxious, and it's not easy. So I'm not gonna just putting my weight into this because this thing is thick. Wait, I'm not hearing any alerts or anything. Do I have my headphones turned off? Christina, can you fire up a sound command or something, please? Just to make sure. Oh,
Shit.
no, it's not.
Did I leave the stove
It's
on?
so weird. It's so weird because I always play games.
FWN, why can't I just be a chorizo and chill somewhere?
I'm chilling a pizza, right? Because it's so weird. Because usually I play games, there's always something going on. Today's so silent. Maybe I should have put some music. Hold on, I have a music selection.
When gaming back now had to do something. No, because Are you putting songs? Okay.
Let me know if it's too loud.
It's okay. Too loud now.
This is gonna give some energy for the thing.
Wait, it's not the stove on, Kappa. Not yet. FWN, well, it's chicken time. When gaming, still though. Have to admit, sorry for ruining the mood. See you later.
What? You didn't ruin the mood, man. It's not fine. How are you doing over there, Nokus?
Hello, Christina Bot. You are amazing.
Alright, we're getting to the fun part. Man, this took way too long, honestly. Between the robot failing, me having to do this by hand, and the... This took way longer than I should have.
No, it's all good.
All good? Nice! So, now I'm gonna reuse the spoon that I used later. You know, try not to get too much stuff dirty. Where did I put it, though? Oh, there it is. Alright, this should be enough, I think. This single, it's not a can, a single flask should be enough for... Christina, you want to open it? This one is tight. Damn it! There you go. Usually Christina is the one who comes to me with this stuff. I'll be working, I'll be on a meeting, and I'll be, wait, hold on, I have to open this. If I want to have lunch. My colleagues at work, they are very understanding. They like having lunch too. And most of them are married, so they understand the struggles of a guy. Does this sound okay, by the way?
Is Christina the man in the house?
She look like a man? Did I not open the thing up myself?
Oh yeah, you gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here.
I was telling you, she usually comes to me when I'm working. She'll be like, "Can you open this?" And I'll be like flexing like a guy, you know. This is my contribution.
I also said that I normally go to you, so it's fun. When gaming XD.
Now here, the sauce. Usually, what I do is look. You put as much as you want. I don't like putting way too much, because then what happens when you put cheese and stuff on top is that what happens to meat or to bacon when you put it in a frying pan? It shrinks. So the stuff will shrink, and you'll have like an island in a puddle of tomato sauce. So I don't recommend putting way too much. I put just my sweet spot is when
Gaming, you should do your own bot voice.
yeah when I that's for you, Christine. My sweet spot is when everything is covered, but you can still see the dough underneath it. You can see it like that. You can see some. Let me try it.
Christina Bot, the best.
If you have everything covered, you can't see the dough. To me, that's too much. But that's me, and you do you. You know. You have the freedom. Whatever you want. That's kind of how I like it. There's still some left over, but I think I can do like one more spoon each. That'll be. That's a bit too much for me, but anyway.
We're getting freedom.
If I spread it, it's not gonna feel that much. Okay, I think it's good. Now, don't need the spoon anymore. You can put it to wash later. Need a knife either. Take some stuff out of here. Alright, next. I mean, at this stage, I think you can probably figure out things on your own, right? You're gonna
What's the foil, man?
What's the foil, man? Yeah, I don't need this either. Actually, I'm gonna need it later, so I'm not.
Win. Fable is an artist.
I'm painting sauce on a pizza. Is that why I'm an artist? That's getting in trouble. So usually, I don't know. How long does it take for us to make a pizza? Usually, Christina.
One pizza for each. Win is asking.
Now it's for each meal, right? It's for one for today, one for tomorrow, for lunch. Now you know that what I said before about stealing.
First is ham.
Oh, thank you, Christina. Christina's right. I forgot about the ham. Usually put ham first. You can do it whatever you want. If you don't want to put ham, don't put ham. But we do. Because it brings some meat to the table. We're using this kind. Oh, I forgot to say something in the beginning of the stream. It's that we're using mostly, besides, with the exception of the sauce, which is homemade by Christina's mom, with their own tomatoes at least. At least the tomatoes are homegrown. Most of the stuff we use is packaged, which is okay, but not ideal. If you can get something
Just
better.
a correction. The tomato sauce is all homemade.
Tomato sauce is all
Only
homemade.
the olive oil is bought.
Even the onions and the garlic and stuff like that. So okay, and the herbs.
Even the herbs.
Even the herbs are homegrown. Okay. But the flour.
Wayne is asking what type of pizza are you doing?
This is the base still. This is, to us, this is how it starts. Whatever pizza we're making, this is how it starts. But we're making a meat pizza and a tuna pizza. But this is still the base. We put the dough, we put the sauce, then we put some ham. Gonna do the same to the other one. But as I was saying, the closer to the earth you can go, if you can avoid buying packed stuff, even if you can avoid buying stuff like this, that you have like a few slices of cheese in a package of plastic. If you can avoid that, if you can get them sliced, it's better. If you can
Wayne
get
is asking tuna pizza?
okay, hold on. If you can get some not yet some homemade cheese or some cheese that is not I mean it can be like a production but that is less processed, you're gonna have better flavors, you're gonna have better ingredients to work with, and the pizzas are going to be much tastier. The less processed stuff you use. Tuna pizza, yeah. You hate tuna pizza, it's okay, we're gonna make two. We're gonna make one tuna pizza and one meat pizza. Look at this. This is so sad. One package has 6 slices of ham. 6 slices. God damn it. But you know, it's our fault for buying it. Right now it's easier due to COVID. It's just easier, right? Before COVID, I was actually turning more into the other ones, the ones that aren't shaped like squares, that you can actually go and
Yeah,
ask.
olha comida, aceito, quero pudim.
Sorry, the pudding is gone.
I want pudim.
By the way, Kier 7, sorry, we are more English here. I mean, I think we are Portuguese on the chat, but I prefer to make the stream in English. 'Cause then it gets exported to YouTube, and I got some viewers there. Somehow. But basically, what Kier 7 said was he wants a pudding. But I already hate it at lunch. Sorry. All right. So, what's next? Next comes the cheese.
Here is asking, what are you doing?
What am I doing? It's a pizza. Pizza pie. We already made the dough. The sauce was pre-made. We are just now putting the toppings, putting everything together before it goes in the oven.
Here. Oh, pizza time!
By the way, Christina, I asked before. I don't think you answered me. Usually, how long does it take for us to make a pizza? About half an hour?
40 minutes.
40 minutes, including oven time?
Okay, plus oven, an hour.
An hour?
Max.
I don't know. Is it that much? It's too much. Now, you know what I was saying before about stealing from
But
the
that is
merchandise?
max.
Christina says 1 hour max. But I think that's too much. It feels too much. It feels too much.
Pyro, yay, pizza time!
Pizza time! Oh, you guys are all arriving, when the work is done. No, because he's also making on her end. I want to see what it looks like. Right now, I'm just putting the first. First cheese. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be all squarely up and perfect because once it goes
Here,
in the
all
oven,
the emotes.
I need to teach you the same thing I taught the bot. Not to interrupt. But I'm constantly talking, so I understand. You don't really have a window of opportunity. I'm gonna try to talk less.
But also interrupt me, just so you know.
But we need to teach you better. I don't know what to tell you. As I was saying before, you shouldn't really steal from the merchandise, but a good cook will have to try to know if it's good, right? Well, that one was good. That's a good cheese. Alright. Once it goes in the oven, it's gonna melt and spread, so it doesn't have to be perfect. By the way, this is actually cheese with less fat. It's one of those. It's not light exactly, but it's. This one is 30% less. I just like it better. Sometimes you put some cheese in the pizza, and when you after it goes in the oven, you still see the grease, like a puddle of grease on top of the pizza. I don't like that. All right, I think we're done with this cheese. Gear 7 and the emotes.
Weird, you're doing a tostanista, ham and cheese?
Yeah, it's basically it, but it's a different format.
No, Kush. I will use grated cheese.
Go ahead. I prefer to use this one, but that's a personal choice. We've done with grated cheese before. It's not bad. I just like the way this one spreads and stays. I don't know. It's just those things, man. Those things that's just better than the perfectionist. I don't know. It's just my personal preference. Make sure you put enough, because grated cheese, I don't know, it feels like it has a lot of air. You put the cheese on top and it looks like it's...
Win, time flies. It's been an hour and a half.
That's okay. Make sure you put enough cheese, because when it melts it will go down and it might sort of disappear. I actually expected to make a pizza in half an hour, but in a stream I expected to go all the way up to 1 hour.
Wait, Christina is like, I'm hungry, just do it.
Is she though?
I'm good.
She's good. She says she's good. She's enjoying the show. Because, you know, I don't always wear an apron. Is it called an apron? It's called an apron. So she's over there, she's looking at me like, man, like a... She has a smile on her face. I don't know what it means. You might be wondering what the hell I'm putting in now. This is cheddar. It has a neat flavor and it melts very well. These ones are actually, you know, if you're
Wait,
trying...
half an hour to turn to 1.5 hours.
You can't rush perfection, man.
And still not in the ovarino.
Can't rush perfection. For someone who was mentioning before to avoid processed stuff, you can't get any more processed than this kind of cheddar. But we don't have any more right now. We usually buy one that is like a packet, and it comes with some really thick and nice cheddar. Right now, this is all we have. And this one is actually more expensive. Go figure. The only advantage of this one, it melts a lot faster. Alright, what are we missing now? I guess we can move on to the meats. Put this aside because I'm gonna have to cut. Now, I have this bacon. It doesn't look great, to be honest. But it's gotta be used.
Here's my mom's bacon.
Your mom's bacon? That doesn't sound nice. No, but...
Shit. Did I leave the stove on?
Not yet. The stove is... Actually, you're not using a stove. What bacon? Did we bring bacon from your mom's? Where is it? Don't pull it because the microphone is there. Sorry about the camera. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is
Nothing.
on. Okay.
That bad.
Then get away from me, please.
Sorry!
Okay. Why did we bring this? Why?
Because it's a better bacon?
Okay, it's a better bacon. Sounds fair. Because that one looks...
You asked for it!
Did I? To be honest, the one we have right now, for lack of a better word, a little bit shitty. I know what they say about... We only have this because, let me show you how crappy it looks. That is not a good look for a bacon. I don't know what to tell you. This is what happens when you order online. Does not look great. This looks like great bacon. I'm gonna do stripes. Oh damn. The skin. That was win, right? It has to be win.
It's a bit too loud.
It's too low? Sorry. I don't understand why. Are you sure it's not on your... No, it can't be on your end.
Not on my end.
I can't. I have my hands greasy right now. I can't change it. Okay, so we got one meat pizza. Let's put a little bit more bacon in it. Take the nerve out.
Win. It has to be win. Yes, it was me.
It had to be. No one else plays that. It's okay. It's kind of your calling card here. Well, actually, FWN also plays it sometimes. Okay, that's enough bacon. There are a lot more stuff we have to put there. Wash my hands. You know what? I think it's not the alerts that are too loud, or maybe it is. Maybe it's my voice that is too low and the music is too low. Is that it? Okay, I got it. I can fix that. That is easy. There you go. I greased my voice, so you might have to lower it on your end. It's a different setup. So it's hard to test it out. Yes, it was because you like toss a coin. I do like it. Hold on, we're gonna put some. Let's see, we're gonna put some of this. Light. It's not pepperoni. It's salsichon, but it has three slices left. So we're gonna use that because when I was younger, I was on vacation.
Win asking, music is higher or is it me?
Both me and the music should be higher. You should increase it on your end. Let me know if it's too loud because I didn't do proper testing.
Something's wrong, I feel it circling like vultures in my brain. Couldn't see the danger in your eyes.
But is the music too loud?
Got me spinning now like
Lower.
to a drain. You were perfect till I realized
Alright. A little bit lower. When I was younger, I was with my parents on vacation. We were in a restaurant and we read a story about how pizza came to be. Obviously, it's not a real story. It's not a real myth.
No, you are still the same height, only the voice is higher.
That sounds fair. And the story.
Music seems fine, slightly lower wouldn't hurt. Was what I said.
The story about how pizza came to be, and it was a story about it was something like Ares, the god of war. He went to battle and he left Venus at home. Don't don't uh, don't question the accuracy of the story, okay? So eventually, Ares was coming back from. Is it Ares? No, it's not Ares. It cannot be Ares. I'm mixing two mythologies. Mars. Mars was coming back home. That doesn't sound right. Which is the equivalent to Venus? Aphrodite?
Mars is the one that was.
It's Ares and Aphrodite, right?
Venus was Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Mars was Ares.
Yeah, right. But okay, so maybe Mars. Either one of those. Mars was coming back from the war. Venus, she realized she didn't have a meal ready for him, so she grabbed a bunch of stuff. She baked the bread. And she put all the stuff on top of the bread. That's basically how pizza came. It was worded nicely on the restaurant. I don't remember exactly how they put it. I don't even remember.
It said Mars is the god of war.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was Mars or and Venus or the Roman
You can't see
equivalent.
you putting up.
Right. Hold on. I only have so many hands. Right now, it already has the bacon. Right? 'Cause I was
Mars is the chocolate as well, by the way.
Oh yeah. I actually like Snickers better. Just I think maybe I put. I'm gonna save a few for the. I'm gonna save a few for the tuna sandwich. For the tuna sandwich. Tuna pizza.
Wait, you
Alright.
only have so many hands. With lurking.
Okay. See you soon. No, that's not. I put way too much. I don't know, it feels a bit lacking, but it always does to me. I always feel like there's something more I could put there. So maybe, you know what? The rest of the Alright.
But it is not. I'm just doing
Alright, so right now, do you want anything else on the pizza? It's okay? Alright, so I'm going to put the oreganos now. And the way I do it, and I try to teach Christina this, but she ignores me always, every time. So I put the oreganos, you put the hand, Christina, try to learn something. You put the spices
But
on.
it is not. Yes, I do. I want one for me.
You put the spices on your hand. That's a bit too much. Well, that's the advantage. You can see how much you put in your hand. So, especially if you are putting spices on something that is boiling, if you put it directly from the flask, you're gonna get vapors inside the flask and it's gonna get moist. So you put it in your hand to the side, control the amount of whatever it is you're going to put, and then you spread it on top. That's, oh my god, that's good. mess is all
Pyro, wait a second, I'm learning stuff.
Yeah, well, how unexpected, right? So, once again, you open the thing, you put your hand,
What
you
is that?
put the
That's
stuff in your
all
hand.
good and all, but where's my part?
Okay, you put the stuff in your hand, you see if it's good. If it's not enough, you put more. If it's too much, you put some back in the flask, and then you spread it. Or put it in the pan or whatever. That way you don't get vapors inside and control the amount. What happens is often Christina will do this, and then she'll be like, oh no, I put too much. Alright.
I never did that.
That has happened more than once. And one for me. I'm gonna make two. I mean, if you come and you're fast enough, you might get one. That's all good and all, but where's my part? By the way, welcome Monarizato, and I think I welcomed Pyro, but just in case I didn't, welcome Pyro as well. Welcome everyone, Fox Weaver here, and by now this is about ready to go in the oven. So I'm just gonna put it there. Now you're gonna ask me, oh, but Pedro, what temperature are you gonna put in the oven and for how long? And I'm gonna tell you, well, I'm a guy. So I'm just gonna put it in the oven and hope for the best. I think it's at the maximum. So I'm gonna give it like 10 minutes. Then I'll be checking on it every now and then. That's how I do it. Sounds fair? Can be 15 minutes. If I put 10, later I can just add 5 more. If I put 15 and it gets burned, I can't take away time. So there.
Pyro, great, thanks. Just chilling for a bit. My dog's getting pretty eager for a walk, so I think it's time for fresh air.
Yeah, go ahead and have fun. I can't promise you're gonna have more fun with your dog than with me, but you know, all I can do.
Fair if I don't have my part.
All I can do is wish you the best, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Put the 10 minutes. Actually, there's no rush because I still have to cook the other pizza, and there's still that weird dough in the robot I have to take care of. So I'm gonna be plenty busy. Alright, before I put it, sure, I have to drain the tuna. Because it's canned tuna. I know some people won't like it, but I like this brand. By the way, Nakash, how's it going?
What is that crying in Japanese?
Why is he crying?
Nakash, okay, I can write now. My hands were full of things.
How fair if I don't have...
Only cheese missing.
Oh, I forgot to put the mozzarella.
What is that? I need to create a crying emoji.
True. I usually put the cheese on the bottom because it's gonna... On the bottom. Not on the bottom because it has am under it. But I put it... How can I say it? If I put the linguiça, or I don't know how you call it in English. Not linguine or something. So, not salad, whatever. If you put the meat on under the cheese, it's not gonna get crispy. However, the cheese under the meat is always gonna get crispy because it has a wider area. So that's my reasoning. But do you want mushrooms or something? If you want any, you can go fetch them. Because I didn't bring any. Now, let's do the next one. I'm gonna put the... Put the pizza in the oven. It's in the middle of the oven. And I got both the top and the bottom on. It's at 240. Maybe that's too much.
No, okay, I will put on the top though, but it's grated cheese, so I think it will be okay.
Yeah. That'll be fine. Look, whatever it is, if it's the thing you like, you're gonna be fine. It's pizza, it's topping, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Alright, I think we can put the flour away. We're not gonna need no, because I got the other one. Never mind that. Okay. Got the cheese. Let's put the
Look away, man.
yeah, put stuff away. The revenge of the Stina. Alright. I need fork. So, this is a can of tuna, as you can see. The way I usually do it for pizza is I try to mush it a little bit still in the can. Because if it was for anything else, maybe I would try to keep it as intact as possible. But since it's for a pizza and you kind of want to spread it, you don't want a big thick piece of tuna. You want it like more kind of grated, like the grated cheese, right? Just spread it as well as you can. This one is probably going in the fridge because we're not gonna make it today. We'll put it in the fridge for tomorrow. I don't know if I warned people that this is going to be 2 pizzas. When I said this amount of flour, I don't remember saying it was for 2 pizzas. Well, it's a nice surprise, isn't it? 2 pizzas is better than 1. Okay, so maybe I could have.
Actually, you can eat just 1 pizza.
Maybe I would put another.
No, you said it. Don't worry.
I said it? Nice. I could put another can, but I can also put other stuff, so I'm not gonna, because I don't want to cover the cheese completely.
No, I made a normal pizza in a small.
Oh, okay, yeah. I usually divide it by the middle and then I stretch it as far as I can. I like the dough really thin, but if you like it more, if you like it thicker, or more bread-like, you can even do it with just 1 pizza. It's gonna be a fluffier dough. Right. What next? Let's see. Oh, we got the mozzarella, which maybe I should have put in the other pizza because it's already out of the. I don't know how well it's gonna go outside the fridge.
Came up short today. Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt.
Now, some people will cut it. I just shred it with my hands.
'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more than I believed. I'll never surrender.
Another thing I thought about adding to this, but then I figured, it's already too much. It's not going to take a while. And it even took longer than I expected. Was
Get back, Monsieur.
welcome back. Welcome back, Win. Chocolate salami, which is a different type of mess.
Ate dinner.
But maybe that could be. He already ate. It's just showing, maybe
That looks yummy,
another
not
day.
gonna lie.
Another day I could do chocolate salami stream. That's another thing I know how to make. I don't know a lot of stuff, so. But like I said, this is not a cooking stream. This is about making stuff.
No, because I won't cook in that one. She doesn't like chocolate.
Oh! Oh god. Okay. I could try. That would be interesting. Using the same recipe, but instead of using chocolate, using something else.
There's also the cannelloni.
I actually learned to make brigadeiro with a Brazilian friend. She, much like chocolate salami, if you trade chocolate for something else, you get something that is also edible. It's just not chocolate. Now on the
Wait, not a cooking stream, it's a pizza stream.
it's a pizza stream. I'm gonna put some sunflower seeds. I like sunflower. Colleague from work. Unfortunately, we don't work together anymore. Not because something happened, or she was just she went to work on different things. She taught me to make a nice treat with. Huh?
Fumbling.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was saying I had a colleague. We don't work anymore because she went to work on different things. But she taught me to make something with the sunflower seeds. It's like an appetizer or a snack, and I might do it one day. It's pretty fun, and you only need sunflower seeds and plum vinegar, which is not easy to find. But if you can find it, it's very good for this. That's the only thing I use it for. She taught me the recipe. I followed it. I liked it, and I bought plum vinegar, just for that. And it's very nice. You basically toast the sunflower seeds with that kind of vinegar, and it doesn't taste vinegary. It tastes salty. But it doesn't have any salt, so for people who have issues with salt, that's a fun treat. I might do it one day. I don't know what I'll do. It depends on how the
When
stream
he's
goes.
at work, he's just gonna make my dinner as well. We never ate that in pizza.
Oh, then you just wait for it, because I'm gonna put some raisins in there. I don't know if Christina likes it, but if she doesn't, she can just put them on my plate. My plan was to also put some nuts. If you have nuts, they work pretty well with tuna. The raisins, they will get crispy, but that's part of the fun.
With raisins and pizza? Okay then.
My plan was to have some. I ordered like a pack.
Not me neither.
I had a pack of. You can put whatever you want on pizza as long as you have the dough and the sauce and the cheese. The Italians will say nothing. I guess. I think they don't like pineapple, but my plan was to get a pack of a nut mix and with cheese. It was something we found on Continent on the website. But when we made our order, they actually didn't send it to us. So very sad I can't put like the cheese cubes on this. And
Wait, baby, pineapple and pizza as well for you?
I don't normally put it on pizza, but if someone offers me pizza with pineapple, I'm not gonna say no. It's better than no pizza.
No, because I put mine in the oven already. 180 degrees.
180 it's gonna work eventually. Mine right now is at 220, but 180 is fine.
Win. Ah ha ha ha. Cheese and tomato equals pizza tomato.
Basically.
Yep.
What am I missing?
No,
Oh,
because I do like pineapple on pizza.
once again, and oreganos.
Amen.
Yeah, that seems fine.
Win. 220. You're gonna crisp the pizza. Actually, win is to cook underneath and the top of the pizza. Normally, it's or 200 or 220.
Okay, so that's done. That's going on the fridge because we're not gonna cook the 2 pieces today. One of them is for tomorrow lunch. I guess it will be this one.
Win. Give me that playlist, Fable.
This is, you can find it on Stream Beats.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, it's both Christina's Christina actually gives credit to the artists on her stream. I guess I don't. But if someone asks, that's the thing.
It's the same artist.
Yeah, it's the same artist. They actually had
Eris Caroller.
it was mostly like Christina's playlist, but lately they made a band and they did something more that sounds like this, which is perfect because I didn't want to play the other songs Christina plays. They're very chill, not exactly the energy I kind of want for my streams, especially because I wanted this for the games that I can't have music. Particularly like Need for Speed titles and stuff like that. Then go back to the fridge. Putting stuff away.
Wait, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Put stuff away, man.
Putting stuff away, woman.
Even Knocker said, put stuff away, man.
I'm cleaning up the table. I just have to deal with the...
Wait, what albums?
Honestly, I don't remember. But I think they only have one that has vocals. Check the one that has... That is a band. And
No,
then...
mine is a mess, but you will
That's teamwork, right? Oh, why am I putting sunflowers in that drawer? Then I just listen
no
to.
pizza for him, exactly.
Then I just listen to every song in their album, and I pick the ones that I like. So I can't exactly say that it's a particular album. It's just it's the ones that I chose. Actually, Kawata Kun, this is the same. If you check Kawata's stream, he uses the same artist. Because it's copyright free. So it's just basically plug and play.
Now he uses K-pop.
Now he uses K-pop, but sometimes he plays it as well. Alright, now what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with that? I might try to turn it back on again. Who knows? What the hell am I gonna do this? I think what happened here is that it kinda... It's a lot thicker. This flour makes for a dough that is a lot thicker. And the robot basically creates, because it's so tough, the robot kind of makes a tunnel underneath, and the blade just keeps spinning, and the dough just keeps stuck to the wall.
When is asking, that is the song then? The last one. Watakun.
Watakun. No, that's not the song. What the hell is it talking about? You know Skawata, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear the microwave? No. Oh, okay. And I don't have to mute it. So yeah, basically we are nearing the end of the stream. I'm gonna show you the final product. I could actually put the camera just facing towards the oven, but this oven doesn't have a light inside, so it's just gonna see blackness. It's a bit pointless.
My mom uses a tomato to make flour.
Yeah, no, yeah, but this is actually, I made a boo-boo. I picked the wrong flour. I mixed Branca Neve, this one, which is really, really thin, as you can see. It's really thin. And I went, and instead of grabbing the other one, which was this one, which is a whole wheat for bread, mixed flour, it already probably has for hand baking or for machine. I went and grabbed Christina's flour that she uses for pancakes, so which is a lot thicker. Let me show you. Maybe you won't get to see it because it's flour, but you have to feel it. It's a lot thicker. So I'm gonna try to put a little bit more water. See if I can.
With pretty well made stream. The only thing is the 30-minute thing is taking 2 hours.
Well, that was kind of expected. Olive oil. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? We're in uncharted territory. Gonna go a little bit loud right now. I'm gonna mute. I don't know what the hell is happening here, but if I keep adding water and flour, we're gonna have pizza for days. I don't think Christina would have a problem with that, but we have other stuff to eat that will probably get spoiled. Up this point. Let me check the pizza. Pizza done! Mostly. But I have to check it with actual light. I'll just leave it in the oven with the rest of the heat that's still inside. But it's mostly done. Well, this is gonna have to be washed, so push that dough inside. See what comes out of it. I'll mute you again. My god, I don't know what the hell is going on here. But it's so thick, the motor is actually having trouble with it. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it anymore. I want to risk burning out the motor. I'll have to finish it by hand. But pizza's ready. So it's not gonna be now. I'll probably do that after dinner. What time is it? 8:30. So it only took 2 hours. But I promise you, that is the cost of learning. You know, it's like math. When they teach you a theorem, it will take like an hour or two. But then when you actually do it, it takes a minute. So it's the same thing. I'll just...
Mine is almost done, I think.
Yeah. Ours is just enjoying spa time in the oven. But it's done. It's done. I'm just letting it. I know the camera's there because I'm facing. Okay. There's also another camera right there. Alright, so for now, I'm not going to show you the mess that I made with the first robot pizza. The robot dough. I'm going to put it... Jesus, Christina is not going to be happy with it, but I'll try to clean most of it. Anyway, I'm just going to give the pizza 1 or 2 more minutes, because the oven is still warm. Letting it sit there a bit more. So yeah, I hope today you actually learned something, and I hope it was fun. It's just a bit more. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's taking its time. No, that's not necessary. No, it's still warm. It's sitting. So yeah, this was my first. I don't want to call it cooking because you saw what happened, but it was a pizza stream. So next time, I don't know what we could be doing. So yeah, let's see how it turned out. This is the point. This is the point. This is why it's not a cooking show. This is the point where they would get the stuff out of the oven. If this was a cooking show, right? They would cut a slice, they would put it in their mouth, and they would like, they would like have an orgasm just eating their own food, like you could taste it by looking at their expression. So I'm not gonna do that. That's weird. That's really weird. That's really weird to me when they do that on cooking shows. It doesn't add anything to it. Just, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. If you have a guest, I kind of get it, but it's your own food. You are a chef.
Christina should taste it.
You better enjoy it. And here it is. in all its glory. The pizza done. So yeah, let's eat. You could always. Oh, there's one thing you could put. You could put an egg on top. But if you're gonna do that, put it early so it gets cooked, and you make sure it's cooked. Because it's not in the oven for long. So if you put it at the end, it's not gonna cook properly.
Knocker said mine looks so different.
How different? And now I want to see it. You should, I need to see it on Instagram, but we'll check it later. But that's we
Wait,
use
not bad at all.
we use different. Not bad at all. Thank you, Win. We use different ingredients. We use different tools. We use different creativity. So it's bound to look different. But as you can see, it's not that hard. So I think if I can do it, it's like the Scatman says, Scatman John. If I can do it, brother, so can you. Alright, let's finish the stream because this thing is getting cold. Let's take the apron off. Yeah, today I wore an apron just for you. This thing is probably like 20 years old. But it's fun. It's got a sheep. So, who are we gonna rate? Any suggestions? Let me check. Oh, Nokas looks very nice as well. So be sure to check out Nakas's Instagram. She's a cosplayer much like ourselves. She also does skits and we actually watched we watched her give a workshop at AFK Party 2 years ago, and she did a very good job. She was also at Lisboa Games Week when we did our Joker and the early skit.
Presentation on the last event that we went in Aveiro.
That's what I said.
A year ago.
Was it a year ago? Okay.
It was the last event we went.
A year ago, we were okay. It was a year ago. It feels like a lot longer. Anyway, she was also at Lisboa Games Week when we did our Joker and Early skit. She was doing a skit with Yogo. They were doing Bob Ross, and Nakas was the painting. So that was interesting. So check it out. Yeah, check out her Instagram. Christina, can you do a shout out? I don't know if she can. Last event was Coimbra BD, Christina, where Christina was as Christina went as Gamora. I went as Star-Lord. I did nothing. I just stood there and watched. Nakas organized the entire contest. Christina did very well, and then we actually ended up talking on stage. It was fun. It was fun. I liked it.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy.
Their Instagram there. Yeah. Well done. So check her account out. Also check out Christina, check out Wingame, check everyone. Who are we gonna rate? Because I'm hungry.
You have Locust, Morgana, Acheron, Pitinho, but she's doing music.
Let's go with Locust. You open the rate? Great.
I was just doing the shout out.
Okay. Alright. So, once again, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna give you the music in just a second. Oh, here we go. Tina already prepared the raid. So, if you want to make a pizza, just check out the VOD. Or maybe you can go on Google and find something that takes less time. But this was fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you for being there. You made it so much more interesting. Bye everyone. Just give me a few seconds. I have the button. See you guys. Bon appetit. Bon appetit to you too, Knockers. And as the Italians say, ciao.